Good evening and welcome to Season 13 of Next Gen. This is the Group A1 Tourers. It's the finale. And as ever, we're at the Nürburgring Nordschleife 24-hour combined circuit to finish off the season number 13. Should be a cracking battle. We have 3 potential title contenders, 2 main ones, 1 who has an outside chance but still a chance nonetheless. We have a full lobby, only 3 fillers tonight, so a lot of the points on offer. But who is driving around this prestigious circuit? We have RS Jim 77, Envoy Extreme who's on the grass, NGRG Taylor, Tim 78, the Les, Ginge is here for a one-off appearance. He appeared earlier at the 100th race. Whitford Zero, One High Mofo, Web User Johnny, Lion of Greasby, Adam RS, Scooby G, Jamie F430. Web User Johnny has disconnected. Not a good start from him. Fraser, Royston, and Jack TM53. Synopsis. What do the current standings look like, you might ask? This is what they look like. Good evening, Jordan. How are you, mate? Good to see you here. See the Burnt Fry 699. The current standings are as follows. This man, NGR Scooby G, currently leads the title race with 179 points. Jack TM53 Synopsis has 171. Jamie F430, he has 160, so 19 points away. Again, a very big outside chance, but still a chance nonetheless in mathematical terms. Whitford Zero is in 4th with 151. Adam Morris is on 119. The Les on 117. Fraser 116. D Whitehouse 7 on 102. He's not here tonight. One High Mofo is on 92 with Royston on 77. Tim is on 56, Line of Greasby 47, Gas 28 on 36, Web User Johnny, who should hopefully get back in the lobby, is on 34. Cam123D is on 16 along with Envoy Extreme. Ben Sully 2000 is on 15 with Seeds 82 on 12. Beckinsale 1992 also on 12. IL Tail is on 10 points to round out the 20 drivers on the leaderboard. Now, see, as we know, the Nürburgring 24-hour combined circuit, a very, very long circuit, as there's judges here. But we also have the pleasure this race is a very special one, obviously the final one in the series for this season as Web User Johnny rejoins the lobby. But this is also a top 4 reverse grid. Now that means that the top 4 in the championship are reversed at the back of the pack, meaning Scooby G will be starting 16th and last tonight. Jack will be in 15th. Jamie F430 will be 14th. And Whitford Zero 13th. Yes, that is correct. 13th place on the grid. There's NGRG Taylor making his debut in the Group A1s. Not going to be the most exciting qualifying. There's a 30-minute qualifying in this race due to the length of the lap. And my Extreme's car doing something very strange with that. Yeah, it should be very good fun actually. It is one to look forward to, this. It's not necessarily going to produce mega close racing, but it's always going to be one full of crashes and mistakes. That is going to be the key around here, making as little mistake as you can possibly make. Especially in this car, this thing's leery as hell, as Emerald Extreme really pushing it through there. I believe that's not Jack, that's someone else. That's Fraser. Obviously a returnee of RSGM 77. Obviously, Jordan, I don't know whether you just heard all the points tables, but who do you think is going to win this title? 8 points between the top two. Jeff leading, Scooby G is leading from Jack TM53 Synopsis. It'd be interesting to know who you think is going to win the race and the title overall. And a few little things. All Scooby G has to do is finish third. If Scooby G finishes third, RSGM goes absolutely broad sideways. If Scooby G finishes in third place, he has won the title as Jim goes for a spin, and this is what's going to catch people out in the race. Just little mistakes like that can cost you a load of places around here. Yeah, if Scooby G finishes in third place or better, he automatically wins the title. If Jack was to win the race, Scooby G would have to finish 5th or below to lose the title. However, if Jack was to win the race and Scooby G finishes in 4th place, we go to a sudden death race. Now, I hope we do have this because it'd be wicked. It'd be a little showdown, and I get to pick the car and the track if it goes down to a showdown at the end of the night. So, Tim goes flying into the barrier, using all the road and more. Good on you, Tim. G. Taylor, we'll need to get out of the pits as soon as possible, though, because Jordan thinking Jack's going to do the overturn for a complete overhaul of the points and get ahead of Scooby G there. That brave prediction, but very much potential. I don't know if Jack is listening out there. You have a supporter in the Burnt Fry 699 there. Remember, Scooby G will probably not set a time. He'll go out and practice. Where is he on the circuit? There he is. He probably won't set a time, but he will go out and practice. As you can see, goes a bit wide, almost clips the grass. Blind Greasby goes back to the pit lane for some reason. Now, there are no track limits for obvious reasons. It's the Nordscliefe. It's never going to work, especially with Project Cars penalty systems. Let's be honest. But you don't really gain much by clipping grass and spinning, I must admit. It's not ideal. Here's the man in third place, Jamie FL30. 19, if I go back to my little points, live points, I remember I will be providing them as the race goes through. 19 points Jamie's behind, mathematically possible. Very much mathematically possible if Jack and Scooby finish near the back. Look at Scooby G, look at those two through there, that is a phenomenal shot, loving that, one high mofo and Scooby G. So Scooby G comes onto the back straight away. Try and find a track map, hopefully. Circuit just over 15 as Fraser disconnects. 20 minutes to go, he's got plenty of time to get back in. on board with Scooby G. Here comes a lap of with his favourite Group A1 car. So we come across the line, down to the Yokohama S. Really tight, hairpin right. He's drifted the car in, probably got too much rotation there. Through the left hand side, you've got to go careful this part a little bit. Well, it's very slippy actually, to be honest. Down to the forward curve. Chuck it into the left, down to third. Make sure you get it across to the left of the right hand part. Gradually bring in the throttle as you head down to the Dunlop curve. Get the brakes into the hairpin again, third gear, back end trying to kick. Get the throttle in as early as you can on the exit. You see him using third gear to get the torque up. Into the Schumacher S. Not flat for obvious reasons in this car. Making sure he gets it through. And up to this left-hander before we go into the Warsteiner curve. Again, out wide, go into the apex, drift out towards the curve, into the Warsteiner curve. A long right-hander really as you go onto the back straight. Through the flick right, up to the chicane. Now obviously this one, a slightly shallower chicane, but still has to be taken with caution. Down to third, clip the first apex, clip the second, bring it out towards the curve, and then back across, or in Scooby's case, not back across, as you enter into the Nordscliefe for the first time. Down to the first corner of the Nordscliefe, it's a hairpin, open hairpin left, second gear, get the throttle in. Now we go flat through this right-hander, and should be a little lift actually through here with this car. Almost flat through the left, and then you hit the brakes before. Make sure the back end doesn't kick out as we go into the tight right-hander, which opens up into a flick and then goes into a medium that tightens to a more 90 right, and it just constantly tightens through this section. Down into a 90-degree right-hander again. Oh, brave man. Quite a fast left to exit because it's such a slow exit point for the right-hander. Over the bridge we go. And up to one of the most famous corners here, Flugplatz. Definitely not flat over there because the car does get air. Try and bring the throttle as early as you can. It can really benefit you down this really fast left-hand stretch. And see how fast it is. 150 miles an hour. You're approaching the left-hander up here. Is it going to be flat for Scooby G? Can be done in some vehicles. No, lift off. Get the front end tucked in. Oh, he's not got it tucked in. He's almost on the grass. Into the hairpin right we go. I believe it's 5 laps, Jordan. We'll double check that at the start of the race. I believe 5. All the way down, because we do not have the modern touring cars or the Clios to follow, so you've got no real restriction on time around here tonight. Make sure you brake for that left-hander, because it does lift you and get in the barrier, and you're carrying constant deceleration down through this section as you go head into this tight left-hander. Try and get all the power as early as you can through the right-hander. All the way down, flick left, flick right, flick left again, and then you enter quite a fast left-hander. But obviously this car, with little grip as it has, tightens to this left-hander here. Again, being brave with the curb. Flick right, down the hill, into another hairpin right. Up to the chicane, left, right. This is a fairly quick chicane, but there will definitely be a lift here. Yeah. Up into fourth, make sure the back doesn't get out on you. Again, lift for the right-hander here, because it does nip up a little bit. Scooby's almost gone. Very well held by the champion-elect so far. Hit the brakes into the right-hander, because this tightens into a 90, into a hairpin left. Nice line out, flat through pretty much the right-hander. Into this 90 left, which opens quite nicely. Up the hill into a 9 right, just a touch of brake because it decelerates anyway. Up the hill, to another fast section of the circuit. Flick it left. Hit the brakes. This corner very nasty. Watch out for this one for mistakes. It really does tighten halfway through. You can see Scooby not really certain there through there with this car. Now, absolutely flat section this is. It constantly goes really long left-hander. He's had to lift through it to make sure the car turns into it. But absolutely pinned all the way through. Up to 5th. We're up to 140 now. This a really big flat flag. He may end up lifting down through here. This fast left-hander, yes, big lift down to 4th, onto the grass, into the barrier. That'll lose you a place in the race, especially with the lineup we have tonight. Right-hander, you're definitely lifting through there. Up over the crest and into the hairpin right. You've got to be careful. Downhill braking. Back end will kick and the fronts will try to lock. Up the hill we go to the carousel. There will be, after Jordan, some fun races after tonight. I think the race is due to be about a half hour, give or take some minutes. So, yeah, fun races afterwards. But only after the Group A ones have finished. As we carry on a lap with Scooby G. And the right-hander, flick it left. Now I love this section of the circuit. It's really medium but to fast right, into a left, which carries on into another right, down into 3rd gear. Up to this medium right-hander. And again a medium left, all in like 3rd and 4th gear. This one carries on around and then into the right-hander. Now this, I don't really know the right name for it, but this is what I call YouTube bend, or what most people call YouTube bend. It's medium right-hander, which nips up on the exit. A load of cars in real life go on that bend. You see a lot of videos on YouTube through there. Really tight, really horrible corner that. It looks more open than it is. Over the crest, absolutely pinned through the left-hander. Not quite pinned through that bit though. Flick right, over the crest. Scooby-Doo trying to make sure it doesn't take off too much. You can get quite a bit of air. Flat right, flat left we go. Again, Scooby just obviously these boys will be lifting in this car. Over the hill. And very fast right, very fast left. Almost getting caught out there. Fast right, fast left. And that will lose you a lot of momentum in the race. Into this corner here. Down a gear. Try and fling it through. As we then go through the left-hander up to the mini carousel. See Scooby-Doo just flinging it in through there. Up to the next corner we go. A tight right-hander. They are good to watch actually, to be fair. I won't lie to you. This opens out, so we should get more and more throttle as we exit the corner. There we go, full throttle already. Down this back straight, slightly downhill to begin with. Up to 5th, 145, 150. 160. 163 we're topping out because we're going slightly uphill now. We should go a bit faster. 164 we go. 165 we click. Down the hill we go. How brave is Scooby G? 166, 167. Hits the brakes as we enter the first part of the final section of corners. Someone's on a 908.1. Good time. And out with the final bit. And Scooby G will stop and make sure he sets an awful time here. But that is a lap of the Nordscliefe 24-hour combined. Hopefully you enjoyed it, because that was phenomenal. Yeah, Adamara is selling a 908.1. I'm waiting for other times to come through. I'm going to get a drink, because that was exhilarating really to commentate on. Look at that from G. Taylor, a little bunny hop over the hill. Right, flew flats, lovely commitment. I think that's Whitford there. There's Jack. I don't know who's coming up next to the line. Who is it? Who are we looking at? Here we go, it's NGR Tim. Oh, thank you, Jordan. Much appreciated. I never think my commentary is ever really that good. I'm just describing what I'm seeing, to be honest. But I do like the Nordscliefe. It's a cracking circuit, so... It's a really weird circuit, actually, the Nordscliefe. You either know it or you don't. And to be honest, once you've driven it a good 2-3 times, you actually... I mean, this variant is... Let me have a look. This variant is 15.769 miles as Tim goes for a bit of a wander. That's an interesting place to go, Tim. I wouldn't have taken that line personally. Into the final sector then. Hopefully Tim will get a lap in because we could do with Scuba G starting as low as he can. Into the final couple of corners he comes. Across the line for NGR Tim 78. What time can he do? Still waiting. He doesn't set a time. He might want to go again. Here comes Fraser. Who's that behind Fraser? The Les puts in a 9.26, 9.36 for Royston. There's G Taylor. Ginge, where's Whitford? One high mofo spun it. Scooby G. That is Jack behind Fraser, so he won't really bother watching him. As he enters the final few corners of his current attempt lap. This looks good from Fraser, but is this just a starting lap? Let's have a look, because he did disconnect, so this may well just be him starting his flying lap. Yes, this would be his one and only flying lap for Fraser. One high mofo. Now, you've seen him spin before. And it's really annoying actually, Andy, because the contact still invalidates your lap, so if you spin off, hit a barrier hard enough, it does have your lap time, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to do a reverse grid race. Whitford sets a blindingly quick time for 12:59.2 to make sure he's got his position of 4th to last. As One Homofo enters the back straight for his current qualifying attempt. Only 4 times so far, and one of them is one of the reverse grid poles, reverse grids. Go figure that one. I mean, that is frightening pace on Whitford. 12:59, almost 13 minutes. It's definitely not a time, and that's a very wide line. That is not the line I'd have taken, but that's kind of worked into the final set of corners for One High Mofo, doing a bit of rallycross with the Sierra. He comes up to the line. He will have to go another time around. His lap time was invalidated. God, it's like the bloody penalty police on this game. It really is. Have a crash. Have your lap taken away. God almighty. Jamie F430. Currently third in the table, sorry. 19 points away from the leader. He's coming up to sort out his position, as is that just like the normal line now from everyone through that corner? Just run it wide into the grass. That could make it an interesting race if that's the genuine racing line nowadays. Oh look, see if this is a starting lap for Jamie. Yes, it is. He obviously had a crash or something. Who's next? Envoy Extreme, and then NGR G Taylor. G Taylor a filler, but I have raced with NGR G Taylor plenty of times on Saturdays with another group I race with. Very good driver. See, this is default setup, so he's going to have to get used to that as we enter the final few corners of Envoy Extreme. Hopefully he's got a time, because if he gets a time, he's at least 4th place so far. Very slidey, almost into the old pit entry for the Nordscliefe circuit. Very well held from Envoy Extreme, very nicely done as he comes across the line. Please be a time. I really want Envoy Extreme to have a good race this time. He's going to have another go. People just need to just drive around. We do have another time, that is Scooby G setting his time of a 15 minutes 40.5. Look at that lightning speed. Envoy Extreme has decided not to put in a time. NGRG Taylor will be coming up to the line very shortly as he comes through the final set of corners. Very nicely done, very tidy actually, probably one of the tidiest we've seen through here. He comes up to the line. What time has he done? He puts it second quickest, a 9:24.5, still some 16.3 away from Adam Morris, but that is a good enough time there. Royston's put in a 9:36.3, he's up into 4th place. It's only 4 laps, and there you go, 4 laps confirmed by Envoy Extreme. Thank you for doing that, mate. It is going to be tough, but it should be quite rewarding if you get to the end. Web user Johnny, front end has had a few knocks. 2 minutes 46 remaining. I don't know what the ruling is, whether the guys who don't set a time must get ahead of everyone who is reverse gridded. Web user Johnny puts it in 5th place. I would like to think that the guys... Good evening, Scooby G. Yeah, I like to think all the guys who are reverse gridding it would have to let everyone who hasn't set a time through, because it's a long old race. There's NGR Ginge. I'm looking to see who's ahead of him. Is that Adam? It is Adam. I think Scooby G pulling all those faces to make sure I don't commentate curse him. So Anamara is coming towards the line. There's Ginge. I think he's just had a bit of a crash. Jack doing a 15:01.6. That sets up the reverse grid, other than Jamie, who's yet to do his reverse grid time. Adam Morris. Through the final set of corners he comes. The man currently on pole position. Up to the line he comes. Can he go any quicker than his 9:08? It's a bloody quick time. And I do have a bit of a fact. He puts in a 9:08.164. I think that might be what his time was before, to be honest. Where's our other man? There he is, Ginge, about to come across the line. Interesting side note, Line of Greaseby and Envoy Extreme are the only controller users in the field, so that's going to make it interesting. Round here. It's time to start to filter in. Ginge has got time for one more lap here. Use that to his advantage. Hopefully set a time. There's Fraser. Trying to work out. Line of Greaseby not going to set a time. That's Jamie. Who is next man? There's Royston. Royston the next man across the line. So just having a look at some stats for you. Never a good idea, that Envoy. I'm not going to lie to you. Ploughing on into a barrier, never good. As Royston comes up to the line, can he improve on his 5th place? Does improve on his time, but not his place. He stays in 5th. Fraser will be the next man to cross the line. Oh, come on. I want to load up that picture. Thank you. Why can't I do that? As Fraser comes towards the back straight. So the lap record round here is held by a Ford Sierra Cosworth. It's a 9:04.7, and I think that's race record as well. That was done in the race, which is phenomenal. Jack has won this race 3 times to Scooby's 1. Ginge has won 1, and Boyraxa won last season. Sorry, no, that's pole position, so that won't really matter for Jack, but past winners, Jack still takes it. He's taken 3 wins here at Nordscliefe combined with Scooby's 2 and Boyraxa 14's 1. So you have a look. Fraser's about to cross the line. What time can he do? He puts in a 9:14.4. He puts it in 2nd. RS Jim currently in 3rd. G Taylor is in 4th. We've got 2 more cars left to run. Possibly 3. Yeah, Adam Morris is still going for it here. When I'm over coming towards the end of the lap. I tell you what, that's a good time that from NGRG Taylor and RS Jim 77. Both of them their debut race this season on this perilous track, and up there in those top 5 positions. It's very impressive, even though the top 4 in the championship aren't allowed to qualify. Still very, very impressive with the quality of the field around them. One high mofo just coming onto the back straight for his final attempt here. 525 seconds remaining in this qualifying session for people to finish their laps, which is quite amusing. Down the back straight for one high mofo. It's basically a straight road. Hopefully Envoy Extreme is on a pad, although I believe that's changing next season. He'll be on a wheel, hopefully, if he gets it delivered. And Lion of Greasby, both haven't set a time, kind of unsurprisingly, really. Jeff, well, no one really knows what powers Jeff's car. It's something, we just don't know what. One High Mofo puts it in 7th place, then good time at 9:38.3, 9:38.2. Just getting a time in is crucial around here. Jamie F430 obviously slowing down. He's the final man on track to set a time. He needs to put one in though to get himself. He's basically got to do anything between a 13 minutes to 14 minutes 59 in order to place him correctly. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much in this qualifying session. Obviously quite a hard one to really commentate on, but we've got there. We're just waiting for Jamie to set his stupendously quick time of about 13 minutes. Light him up, Scotty. Look at that. I do take it he knows this is not a drag race. I haven't bored you. It's a good job we don't have mechanical damage on. I mean, this engine would have gone far, far long ago. Burnout, it is like a burnout paradise here for Jamie F13. Spray hasn't come into shot once on his roof yet. Remember, he's only doing this because he's in the reverse top 4 and he needs to make sure he's between Whitford and Jack. So we are going to have to kind of wait on him. As long as Jamie knows it's not a drag race, he's not heating his tyres up for a sprint to the first corner. Should be fine. I think Scooby G's going to have some tea whilst we wait, but it seems that cake. See the drivers in the left-hand part just chatting away with each other whilst we wait for Jamie. We have a message from Jack. So yeah, so the top 4 reverse grid guys will start as they are. If anyone has not set a time, unfortunately for them, they will be starting behind. I don't really know whether that's good or bad for a title contender. Start in the mid pack, or start in the back. Hear that engine. Let's get some donuts on the board, son. Skittle points for that man. And there we go. So, your starting order for the finale of the Group A1s. Adam Morris will start on pole position with an immense time of a 9:08.1. Fraser will be second, Jim third. G. Taylor fourth, Delez in fifth, Royston sixth, One-High Mofo in seventh, Webby Johnny in eighth, Whitford Zero is in ninth, Jamie F30 in 10th, Jack TM53 Synopsis 11th, Scooby G 12th, Emboy Extreme, Tim, Ginge, Liner Greasby did not set a time. So we at the back of the pack. Remember, we have 3 fillers tonight in G. Taylor, Jim and Ginge. So those positions will count for them, but the guys behind will all move up a place effectively in the points. So in essence, if it was to end now, as it was, Whitford would effectively be in 8th place points, so 9 there. Jamie would be in 9th, and so on, so on. So Scooby G would win by just 7 points. Yeah, it's a good lead to get into, actually. Jordan is fantastic. It's difficult, don't get me wrong, it is very difficult. I mean, I've driven these cars, if you saw my 100th race special edition, and that's an interesting starting grid position. That is what you call up the chuff as we go 3 red light for the final time. It's Nordscliefe 24 hour. We are green. And what a start by Fraser. You can see all the movement in the background. Blinking hell. Down to turn 1 for lap number 1. Who's got the best start? Fraser. They're going to go 4 wide. That is Jack, and that is one heck of a start from that man. He's looking to get past Adam Morris very, very early. He's got to get up there. There's Scooby G. He's currently in 6th, technically 4th place points for that man. Wow, what a start from Jack, though. Up to 3rd place. Who's got other starts? That's one high mofo's gone down the field. He's off. There is Whitford. He's looking down the inside of NGR Ginge. A good start by Ginge there. He's up into 7th, make that now 8th as Whitford goes past into the hairpin right. Jamie F13 right behind. We go back up to the front though because Fraser leads from Adam. There's Jack TM53 Synopsis. He's currently in 3rd place at the moment. That gives him 15 points. In the background you can see Scooby G and Irish Jim going side by side. Scooby G claims 5th on track, but that's technically 4th in points due to fillers. Jamie is currently down in 9th, which would be technically 6th. And Whitford Zero currently in 7th, which will be technically 5th. Jack is looking, Jack's tagged the back of Adam Morris. He's off at the chicane. Big developments in the championship fight. He comes on and he's dropped down to 7th on the circuit. Oh, and a big, big slide from Ginge. Didn't look massive, but that would have been scary for the man who runs the modern touring cars and Clios. Further on the background, we have Wavy to Johnny. He has Tim right behind him. This could develop into something very special behind that Royston, who's had a bit of an issue. Long race to go, 4 laps this race. Fraser now leads by 2 seconds to Adam Morris, who has a second over Scooby G, who's now in 3rd place on the track. G Taylor is in 4th, Jim in 5th, Whitford is in 6th, Jack up to 7th at the moment. Got a bit of work to do if he wants to win this championship. Look at that from Whitford and Jack, yes, get the bunny hops on, lads. Amazing stuff. Maybe Johnny has actually been overtaken by Tim, so fantastic stuff from Tim. He goes for a bit of a lift. Here comes the other two, Webby's Johnny. What a shot, I could do that all day. The lead has come down a bit. Well, actually not really, still 2 seconds with Scooby G closing the gap by nothing actually to Adam Morris. Irish Jim currently in 4th. Whitford. G Taylor has moved down to 7th place. He's on the grass, not really what you're looking for, but he's now down to 9th place overall in his debut. There is Fraser. That is RS Jim going very wide. There's Jack. He's closing in on this. And there's NGRG Taylor going for the same route. Loving these camera angles at Nordscliefe. 1.8 the gap. So Scooby G is in 3rd. Whitford is in 4th, which is good news for him, really. Jack is 6th, currently 5th points. And Jamie is 7th, currently 6 points. So that's all good. Got a weird feeling I've not tapped that incorrectly. As we focus on, let's see if we can find a battle. There is a battle. Well, there used to be a battle. As Ginge goes off wide, there goes NGRG Taylor past him. And now Ginge has got one high movo behind him. Oh, that's a bit wide. Into the wall for one high mofo. That will not help his being. There's Tim. He's got Royston behind him. This is the battle now for 12th place on circuit. Over the hill, this could be a very intriguing battle here. Even though it's at the back, on board with Royston on the cockpit view. Although I'm going to switch us to this view. Fraser now down to 5th, but here comes Jack. He is right on the tail of Whitford. He'll want to work together, get up to Scooby G, really hassle him. Remember, it takes one mistake round here, and if it's on the final lap, you're not doing so well. Up to the carousel for the first time of 4. Get it into the groove. Jack using the flat bit on the bottom before he gets it back into the groove and through the exit. We know how quick Jack is around here. He's got the lap record. Could we see that again? Running it very risky around that outside there. Tim, meanwhile, has still fended off Royston so far. Great driving by Tim. He's really improved this season. It's good to see constant improvement during the course of the season. I mean, last season he was... There's no real other word to kind of fix it. He was not very good round here last season. He was... Ended up just deciding, put me a lap down and I'll finish early. But no, he's really improved, and you can tell that in the gap. He's only lost 28 seconds so far on this lap to the leaders. And that leader is Anna Morris, who's inherited the lead. Scooby G obviously up into 2nd right now. 18 crucial points. Jack still down in 4th place. Jamie still effectively 6th, but 7th on road. And Whitford containing that position of 3rd overall. That was NGR Fraser going wide, and here comes RS Jim. Can he take a bit of an advantage? He looks to the outside, still looking, decides better of it. Here is the Les. He has got, I believe, NGR G Taylor, or is that Ginge? I think that's G Taylor. It is G Taylor behind him. You can tell, if you haven't seen already, there's like 10 of these NGR tags on the left hand side of the screen. It makes it kind of hard, because obviously these boys not always in the same cars every week, so it's quite hard to know what livery everyone goes in. I must admit, the battle for second is starting to heat up a little bit. It's closing the gap. I think Jack is working together here with Whitford. And this is where it's going to show. Down the back straight we go for the first time. Let the draft do the work, baby. Look at the speed difference. Whitford on 173. That's Jack on 176. That's a massive difference down the straight. And they're coming up to Scooby G like an absolute train. Side by side through the fast left-hander. A bit of curve from Jack. Scooby G's off wide into the grass. Jack into the wall. Scooby G's into the wall. Anna Morris nearly spins it. I think Jack has waited for Scooby G there. Very unfortunate accident there. Just Jack taking too much curve through the left-hander. Just caused him and Jeff to go off wide into the grass, and yeah, just kind of a domino effect from there. But work for Jack to do now, because still in 4th, but Scooby G now 1 place ahead of him rather than 2. There's Fraser with RS Jim, there's Jamie. The gap at the moment 10 points between Scooby G and Jack if it was to finish now. Look at Jamie. Jack has... Oh, no. Jack's disconnected. That is a crazy shame because it now means Jamie could nick second out of this of the overall title. That yeah, that kind of sums up the luck Jack can have. I'm not gonna lie. That is unbelievable. Anyway, back at the front, Whitford closing in on Adam Morris, 6/10 the gap. Adam Morris, 7/10 the gap now to Whitford. There is Fraser with RSGM in 5th place. There's Jamie, currently 6th. The Les, I think Jack is going to be absolutely fuming at that. G Taylor 8th, Monheim Mofo in 9th. Ginge in 10th. There's Tim, Liner Greasby, Royston, Extreme Web user Johnny. Tim doing a stellar job right now in 11th place. Really holding his own. As he goes cutting across the chicane and he spins the inside. Manages to get the car back around. He will lose places to Liner Greasby and Royston. So he wipes out a cone for good measure. There goes Adam Morris. See if we've got a battle on track anywhere. There's one high Mofo. Jack. I'm not even going to ask how you are because I already know how you feel. That is like proper wrong time. Oh, as Adam Morris has gone in the barriers and Whitford 0 takes the lead. So Whitford 0 takes the lead. Adam Morris now going to come under pressure from Scooby G. This could be interesting. As Scooby G now looks at Adam Morris. Meanwhile, Royston and Liner Greasby having a bit of a battle. That's not the right line from Royston. He's gonna very well held from NGR Royston on the grass on the entry to that hairpin. He loses the place anyway because he's got no momentum coming out, but very good car control from the guys at the back of the pack. Webby's Johnny not having a good night, down in 15th. Oh, and that is Liner Greasby ground. What on earth just happened there? Consult action replay, I think. It's gone through the left-hander. Oh, he touched the grass. And Tim's now up into 12th place. Scooby G moves up into 2nd place. Courtesy of getting past Adam Morris. Jamie in 5th place at the moment.
Oh, my game's finally sorted itself out.
It takes a while actually to load into Nordscliefe, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's got a lot.
It was synchronising in, and where the Les is in 10th, it had Whitford in 1st, but his position indicator was all the way down there. I can't quite explain that one.
No, I think it's just got a lot of assets to be loaded on this track.
haven't got any timings from 10th on upwards at the moment.
Hopefully you'll get them soon. It might be because they haven't hit the second sector.
Maybe.
Maybe only the top 10 have hit the second sector, because there is a bit of a gap, like a 10-second gap between 10th and 11th at the moment. Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a cracking season, comes to a horrible end, really, that, unfortunately.
That's quicker than all these. That was the worst thing. I knew I was quicker as well, and it's frustrating what happened on lap 1, and just as we were rejoining the Nordscliefe section, as Adam gets a little bit of a tail out there. Yeah, I just tapped my back and went through the gravel. I was hoping to switch back on him, which was really frustrating, but it is what it is. I don't know if me and Scooby made contact on the main coming on the left-hander at the straight.
I actually watched that as you came through it, and it looks like you've just clipped the curb. I think you've kind of pushed him onto the grass. That's a given. But after that was a bit of a weird one.
I slowed down because as Adam goes wide, the famous spectator zone. But
YouTube corner.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's the one. Yeah, I didn't know if I'd hit Scooby until I looked at my rear view and saw him spinning, and I thought, well, I must have hit him off, because there's no way he's just flow off the circuit, so I just pulled back for him. Yeah,
I don't know whether because he was on the grass, whether he spun and potentially Whitford might have clipped him, but got away with it.
I don't think so. I think Whitford managed to avoid the pair of us, and now he's... Oh, that's line of Greasby off into the wall.
Are you broadcaster?
I'm at the moment broadcaster. I'm just watching what you're doing.
How did you manage to get yourself as broadcaster when technically you're not actually...
I'm on spectator, so with it being broadcast, I think it automatically, there goes Matty into the wall and round he goes, but I think it just sets it as that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is a bit strange. Tim's having a good race as well. Not far
he is.
down
Where
the
is he?
extreme.
Yeah, there he is. He was ahead of Royston.
Who himself is having a really good race. Got to be honest, both of them.
Oh, big slide. He is pushing that thing, isn't he? He's really going for it today.
I think his tyres may have overheated. I think that's more what it might be. Which is not impossible as he goes off the circuit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by Tim. I mean, he's only lost a minute and a half. We're coming to the end of lap number 2. I mean, this time last season, I think he must have been like 2.5 to 3 minutes down.
Yeah, double that. Yeah, definitely.
You know, he's been really impressive. Jordan Hogan, otherwise known as the Brent Fry 699, just saying very unlucky. He was hoping you were going to win. I did ask him at the start of the race, who do you think is going to win the title, and he did say you. He had the faith.
It's kind of him, and to be honest, I think, I mean, this is coming from me being completely 100% biased. I think I'd have won that. Personally, I don't think I'd have won the title. I think Scooby's too good to finish lower than third, and I think that was the big problem.
But to be honest, at the moment he's second, but he's not exactly pulled away much from Adam Morris here. You know, and the class of drivers here, anything could have happened. I mean, the top 5, you look at that. You know, Whitford, Scooby G, Adam Morris, Fraser, Jamie. You look at the top 5 and you think they could finish in any order. Quite literally any order. You know, it's...
My timing screens have just loaded properly, so I now know the gaps.
Let's have a look. Have we actually got anyone close battling? Not really at the moment.
Hopefully a very strange gap between 9th to 11th. I don't know if they're all together on circuit or no, now it's loaded it properly. It's just all over the place at the moment.
So let's talk about G Taylor now. See, I've raced G Taylor a fair bit, to be honest. I race with him every week. He's done very well on his debut race here so far.
Yeah, he has. I think he's raced once before in the series. I can't remember when. It might have been Nordscliefe again, actually.
He does like Nordscliefe.
Well, he did say to me this is one of his favourite tracks, and he wants to have a join. And I think he's so far running in sixth. I think he's a couple of seconds ahead of who's in seventh. It's Ginge.
Yes.
He's having a good race himself, considering.
Oh,
Just as I say. Sorry, Ginge.
Well held, very well held. RS Jim's had a bit of a collapse. 9:38 on the last lap, not ideal from him.
Lost 30 seconds almost to Whitford Zeros at the front. I mean, while there's not much action going on in terms of on-track overtakes, I want to run through Whitford, who's at the front, because we're coming to the final round now, and the statistics are almost practically done as we ride on board of the roof cam. Had Josh, as he's known outside of racing, had he have not missed the race at, I think it was Oschersleben, and he had not, I think you'll remember this, Jordan, when he accidentally left qualifying at Donington earlier on in the season, and he put it on pole. Yes. I took his averages, he'd have won the championship.
Well,
he'd have been 15 points ahead.
Oh, line of Greaseby disconnects.
It's a Birkenhead problem. And I took his averages, and I think he'd have been about 12 or 13 points ahead of Scooby going into this round. I mean, me and you have both spoken about how Adam Morris has been very good this season. Let's not forget Scooby's been fantastic, and as long as he finishes, which I assume he will, is going to be the champion. I think these two, with a bit of better luck, had they not had absolutely fantastic through the left-hander there. Had they have not had their little issues of not finishing races, and I think Adams missed out 3 finishes, I think this championship could have been easily 5 cars. Potentially even 6 had one of the other drivers not been disqualified from the championship due to other issues. Fantastic control from Adam through the left-hander there. It's just a shame that little other seasons for other drivers have been just out of the way, unfortunately for them. Always on the grass,
that's in the wall. But not a lot of time lost, so he could still get back at Scooby G if Scooby G has a couple of bad corners. It's interesting you say this about championship, because I'm about to rub kind of salt in the wound, unfortunately for you, mate. And I do apologise.
I know, Jamie's going to overtake me, definitely.
And Whitford.
And Josh, yeah.
Currently, those two, who's got the most wins out of those two? I'm intrigued.
Jamie has won 1, Whitford's won more than anyone else.
So, in that case, Whitford would take second in the championship. Because, as it stands, Whitford and Jamie are level on points.
What are they on compared to what I'm on currently? I think Whitford's 11 or so points behind Jamie, isn't he? I think.
Yes.
And I think I was.
Whitford was 9 from Jamie. Sorry.
So as it stands, Whitford
would be second.
Yeah, Whitford would be second. Yeah.
Which would be a hell of a result for this man. I mean, not to take anything away from you, but he deserves it.
He's been fantastic. But as we say this, Scooby, the master of the Nordscliefe, is catching him.
You can see how much Scooby's pushing. That car twitched a bit going through there, clipping the curb. He really...
Whitford really pushing the car.
I mean, it looks like Scooby doesn't only want to win the championship, he wants to do it in style. He wants to come here, win here, and level your number of wins around the Nordschleife.
I'm surprised he hasn't won more than me, to be honest. Already,
yeah, I must admit, yeah. But
in the Ford, anyway.
You do hold the lap record, though, which is not even going to be touched in this race.
I think it's not impossible that Scooby, I know for a fact, and last season he did a 9-minute 5, and I think he's at the same level as he was last season in terms of performance. if not a bit better, because he did have a slow second half of the season, but he got the results. And I think again, it's Scooby. Fantastic car control from Scooby. The tyres are definitely going to be halfway through the tyre wear as it stands at the moment, but Scooby's been fantastic all season. He's not put a foot wrong apart from the M1 race at Spa, which was through no fault of his own as he got tipped over. Lovely car control again from Scooby and Whitfield, because these two are sort of in a little bit of a class of their own now. I mean, I know it's only 5 seconds, but when you push like these two,
that's a touch of the grass. That has gifted Scooby G the lead. However, can we get enough back up to speed enough to try and challenge him again? Because we do know, as good as Scooby G is, especially around here, he can crumble a little bit under the pressure sometimes.
Alton Park proved it last week.
Yes.
That he can, and it's the first time I've seen that in a long time, and it just shows you how much he was pushing in that race to keep it front. And he's grown into the race. I mean, when I was following him, he took it easy. He took it very easy on the first lap because he was really pushing now. Jamie's still at 5th, and he's catching Adam Morris, who's making a few errors now.
Remember, Jamie will want this 4th place, because if he gets 4th place,
Are they working together? They are.
Well, that now means...
I think Adam can't get a rhythm. He's going to follow Jamie to get back into the groove.
But that now means, as it stands, Jamie would take 2nd in the championship as he goes for a big slide onto the grass. Make that he's 3rd in the championship. I mean, that's well held not to spin the car. And he's about to get a monstrous slipstream. Oh, that's wide.
Oh, he's off again.
God almighty. I think this is the most ragged I've seen Jamie this season.
I think this is now the tyres. I think he's overheated the tyres because they do Adam's pulled over again. I think they are helping one another as they're in a party chat to help themselves in the championship. I don't mind that personally. There's nothing wrong with that. I know other people would have problems with it, but it's not in the rules to say that you can't, and it's there as it is.
No, it's a bit like in the Clios. I pick my point to hold everyone up, and it always seems to be you, to be honest.
Scooby is now edged away, and you said about fastest lap, Jordan. I told you.
9:053. I think it was your fastest lap. Was that Project Cars 2 or 1? Because that was season 10.
It was Project Cars 2 on the controller.
Project of bloody hell.
It was the first ever. It was the first. Sorry, second race at the Nordscliefe on V-Cars 2.
Yes, I remember now, because I'm remembering back to my 100th race thing, because I believe you ended season 9 on Project Cars 2, didn't you?
On Project Cars 2, yeah. The league was wrapped up at that point in time, and now we're here.
Well, Adam Morris, only a second now behind Jamie FL30.
Let's just say this much, NGRG Taylor is only 8 or 9 seconds behind me. They better not make another mistake, because there's a chance to get a really good result if they do make another mistake. Jim's
that's round.
As I say that, I apologise, that was commentator's curse.
Although he's not lost too much time, and RS Jim is now only 6 behind.
Now, I think it was... I don't know who it was behind me at the start. Jordan, do you know who else is running in green livery at the moment, other than Jim?
Obviously Scooby is 1.
Aside from Scooby.
Envoy Extreme is running in green. As you see, a blank post thanks to the cameraman.
Is Tim's running in this teammate, and as I say, Tim...
There he is.
Or does he? Does he go past him?
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. Cameron, who's Envoy Extreme for those that don't know, had a fantastic start, and he was partially responsible for booting me up the backside down this at the start, which is why I launched up the field.
It was a hell of a start you had. I did wonder how you managed to get up into 4th up to the first corner.
I got a really good start. I had to go round the car that was in front of me, directly in front of me on the grid, and then I felt a tap forward. And Envoy battling really fairly there, backing out of the maybe didn't want to cause a crash, especially at this high speed. Tim just
Well,
gets under control.
especially the motion being on the controller through there is quite jittery. It's not easy. I mean, you know,
And as you
and
say
he's
that,
round,
and as you say that, you've cursed him.
and a bit of a reset.
I'm not going to have a moan at Cameron for a reset.
Oh, that is
And
an
whether she's
interesting line from Johnny.
Has decided to do a bunny hop.
I tell you, you should have seen some of the lines in qualifying, mate. That was a natural line through there at times. It's quite amusing
You
to
can't
watch.
gain any time from going that wide. That's the funny thing, but Project Cars seems to think you can.
I love that shot of Fluplatz.
That's fantastic. Oh, jeez. Right on the edge. Lovely line from Adam just to put the car onto the grass.
Yeah, I mean, that shot I am absolutely in love with. There we go again. Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Jim's coming. He's on his way.
Backs off.
Backed out of it.
And you've got to be careful when you do that because the front end will drop away, and if you land front heavy, it can make you go off the circuit. You do have to be careful. I mean, I remember watching. I know it's not Group A related, but a rallying event in Seconds One High Mofo. Look at that.
Committed from Tom.
Yeah, I was watching a rallying event. It was in Britain. Yazid Al Raji in like an RRC car, which is like an old.
Yes, he was the WRC2 Pro champion, wasn't he? Or WRC2 champion a few years back.
He came over this lovely effort from Ginger. He came over this jump in Sweet Lamb. Oh, that's Adam Morris having a bit of an interesting moment in the background. Came over this jump at Sweet Lamb Bowl, and he actually lifted off and braked as he came over it, and the front end dipped, and he actually went end over end.
Yes,
because of it.
I do remember that.
It was a good effort. I'm not denying that, but yeah, very very silly error. So you've got to be careful.
Scooby now, just
Tim's round.
He's got to watch out for Johnny, who started to close the gap between. Well, it was him and Envoy Extreme.
There is Johnny coming through.
If you look at the previous laps, Web user Johnny was 15 seconds faster than Envoy Extreme last time around.
Remember, surprisingly, this is the final lap of the race, if anyone's counting, because I'm certainly not. There's Fraser. Oh, I thought there was something going on there. Don't worry, ignore me. Fraser, quiet race, but he's there in third.
Quiet season for Fraser, really. I think Fraser, we all know how quick he is at times, and he had an interesting little statistic that I didn't know about until I was doing the reviews and everything today. Fraser, unless something a miracle happens now, has won a race in every season he's taken part in until this season. I didn't know that. I think bar one he missed out, and he was a filler in that season as well. So it's
that is good pace through there. Sorry, Jack,
fantastic.
that is phenomenal pace.
Indeed, it was. And you were right to talk over me. I do not blame you at all. But I think Fraser has had another one of those seasons, and obviously being the reigning champion from season 12 of the TC League, just hasn't quite ever hooked up a championship in the Group A ones and all of its previous incarnations. And I think he's the driver that could win one. For sure, I'm just surprised he hasn't yet. I mean, we all remember how spectacular it was when he drove the Skyline, and it was still allowed. I'm having a look coming out the exit of the carousel there.
But becoming the new DK, if I rightly remember.
Jamie as well. I think Jamie was championship leader at one stage, and he's driven fantastically at times this season, but again, I suppose just a bit too wide. And I think at the moment Adam's definitely quicker than him if they're working as a pair. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Jamie has been unlucky this last, I'd say 4 races as he gets a tail out again.
So Tim goes off. And I'm focusing on this, not only because those two are team working together, as it's quite obvious, but Baby to Johnny is gradually closing the gap.
He's got the gap down to 11 seconds now to Envoy Extreme. It was.
But he's only 2 away from Tim.
Yeah, he is.
Now, these boys have got half a lap to go because they are about 3 minutes down, which I think is a phenomenal improvement from Tim. This shows how much he's improved this season.
This is exactly 100%.
I mean,
you've got to give Tim credit 100%.
To me, this time last season, I remember Tim pulling up at the end of the back straight, just going, "Let this be over with." This season, I think, if I'm right in thinking, this will be the first time he doesn't get lapped at the Nordscliefe.
At the Nordscliefe, yeah. And he'll again keep up that record of, finishing every race he takes part in at the Nordscliefe. I will say this much: Envoy Extreme's lost time as well, but I think we should let the man who's at the front have his moment in the sun as he comes down the back straight.
Yeah,
and rightfully deserved.
He's driven very well this season, and to be honest, in some respects, very lucky to be in the position he is. I mean, not taking away anything he's done this season, he has been very lucky at times to get into the position, but he's taken the chance, and he's run away with it. Because Scooby G is your Season 13 Group A1 winner, the first champion of this incarnation of the Group A's. He comes across to not only win Nordscliefe, but win the title. A phenomenal season from Scooby G. Whitford Zero takes a cracking second place, as you can see the donuts are starting to be cracked out.
Congratulations, Scooby, that's well deserved, and he's messed it up.
The only time he's messed up, pretty much, and he does it on a donut. Fraser, solid third place.
That's a really good result. That'll give him a good shot going into season 14, hopefully. Let's watch the 2 working teammates at the moment. Oh, Jamie's... No, I don't think it's going to happen, is it?
Jamie's going to let Adam through, is he? Yes. Go on, blip the throttle, Adam. Come on, come on. Well, the timing screens say Adam Morris is 4th, but it is actually Jamie.
Jamie 4th, yeah.
G. Taylor, what a result on debut.
Great result.
6th place. RS Jim, 7th on return.
For Jim. Really good return.
Hopefully he'll be back next season. It'd be nice to see him back.
It would be. And we cut to One High Mofo. He's in A. I want to say congratulations to Tom, as he's known outside. He's had a fantastic season, and that race win, it was thoroughly deserved that he got earlier on in the season. And an 8th place, okay, it's not the best result in the world, but it's a good end to the season.
I mean, he had that win in the M1s, which was a fantastic win. It was an incredible race. And Ginge, on his 2nd race of the season, going to be finishing 9th. I think he'll call that a good result.
Yeah, I think so. And so he hasn't driven the car, and there's a couple of things outside of racing at the moment that sort of got him distracted, so I think that's a really good result. Now, 10th, I'm assuming, is Royston, who is on his own, so we know Royston is going to finish 10th. We can be certain of that. Now... That's
a cracking shot through there, I like that. Webby to Johnny has gone off somewhere, I think. He's now 6-7 seconds down on Tim. But Tim is closing in on Envoy Extreme.
I just want to quickly... Here comes Royston as he crosses the line. The last couple of corners. By the time... Yeah, I'm just watching that gap between them two. 3 seconds.
Here comes Royston. Yeah, very, very determined drive. He had a good battle with Tim earlier on in the race. And a good season really from Royston. Not the most spectacular, but a very solid drive all season long. That's a good camera. That's Envoy Extreme. I don't know what's happened to him. I think he's off in the barrier.
And they've both gone past him.
My trackside camera is utterly useless.
How close is John? I don't think he's going to be close enough, but...
That's not far away.
It's not far away.
It's only 2.7.
Tim was sketchy last time. I don't want to curse Tim because I'd love to see Tim finish 11th, but just go flat. Just go flat out. He's flashing the lights. I'm assuming he's flashing the lights for Johnny.
Is that catch me if you can? I'm.
How to risk your 11th place? Oh, he's just about holding on. You can see Johnny's closing in. He's really pushing Johnny, but I think
Tim's going to have this. Is this also the first time Tim hasn't finished last at Nordscliefe for the good measure?
Yeah, exactly. What a result for Tim.
Set a record from Tim. Catch me if you can. I am the Timothy man. He comes home in 11th. Web user Johnny will be in 12th. Kind of disappointing from Johnny, really, probably in his perspective, but a decent drive, I think, at his first time at Nordscliefe. So Scooby G takes the win and the title. We'll talk to him hopefully in a minute. Whitford Zero is in second. I tell you, actually, Jack, while you're there, could you send Jeff a message and get him in?
Of course.
Whitford Zero is in second. Fraser in third. Anna Morris is in fifth with Jamie fourth. They need to be swapped around thanks to P-Car's timing. NGRG Taylor, a fantastic debut race this season. He finishes in 6th with RS Jim in 7th. One High Mofo is in 8th. Ginge in 9th. Royston 10th. Tim is in 11th. Web user Johnny 12th. And Envoy Extreme, unfortunately, spinning out on that final lap. He hasn't actually set a valid lap time or race. He'll be in 13th and final place. As far as points go for the championship, this is what I make it, including filler results, which doesn't make any difference because they're all behind. I'll speak to Jeff in a minute. Actually, we'll speak to him now. NGR Scooby G, otherwise known as Jeff, congratulations, you are the Season 13 Group A1 champion.
Has he got his mic settings sorted first?
Anyway, obviously he's won, and he's broke the 200 point barrier whilst we wait for Scooby G to sort everything out. 200 points for Scooby.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sorry.
Jeff, you are the Season 13 Group A1 champion. Congratulations. It's the second. It's 2 out of 3 titles for the MNTs.
I know, I'm amazing. Thank you. You can, we'll send the money if you want.
Well done, mate. Well done.
I'm chuffed. That was good. What happened, Jack? Did you get a disconnect?
Yeah.
Oh, you had a super run on us when we crashed. It was funny.
Yeah, I bounced off the curb and I didn't realise I'd hit you until I saw you were facing backwards, so I pulled over and waited to let you come back past, and then I disconnected about half a lap later.
I managed to get right back up to first. Yeah, I didn't get a 9:04 lap. I was trying for it. I had the potential of a 9 minute, and it was a second and a half up in the last lap, but only 9:05 on the third.
Yeah, you weren't far away from getting the record there, but it's been a heck of a season for you, Season 13 at the Group A1s. It was anyone's game really at the halfway point, and even at like round 9, it was anybody's game.
It was anyone's game.
How confident were you at the start of this race with Jack in it, Whitford, Fraser, Adam Morris at the front? How confident were you of getting the job done for getting the title? Because having to be at least third to guarantee yourself the title.
I wasn't confident. I was still very confident at the beginning, but after like the half of the first lap unfolded, I was like, I'm gonna be all right. So yeah, that was my attitude. I'm gonna be all right. People started falling off, and then I put my foot down, and yeah, it was wicked. I loved it.
Well, congratulations, mate. It's a very well-deserved title, and it means you've defended it. You're now a two-time, effectively, at least two-time. Jack can probably correct me if I'm wrong. At least two-time champion of this. You've got to have a go at defending it for a third season in a row.
I'll still do
it. He's a three-time champion, but the first back-to-back since me, actually.
I think I might have done the back-to-backs in the V8s as well. Triple back-to-backs.
Jeff, do you have the continue button on the main finishing screen? someone has it, and we're still in the lobby.
No, I've got to turn to race central.
It'll probably be Ginge.
Who was the second person that you invited to come into your room before we got to race?
It'd be Roy. I will go and have a chat in the lobby. I will come back in shortly.
Well,
if you're still here.
Jeff, very well done on your season 13.
That time. Cheers.
But so overall in the championship, Scooby G does win with 200 points to his name this season.
Get it!
Jamie F430 will take second in the championship after Jack's disconnect with 173 points. Jack will take third on 171, and Whitford Zero just missing out on those podium places for the championship on 169. But from myself and Jeff, Jack, who's currently speaking in the lobby, and everyone in the group A1s, thank you all for watching this season. It's been quite a roller coaster ride. One of the only I think it's one of the only leagues to go down to the wire this season, which has been amazing to see. I don't know if Jack's going to come back. He may want to say a few words.
Right here.
There he is. Just closing off. Do you have any words for generally the Group A1s, people who watch it, people who drive it, before we go?
Yeah, I mean, first things first, congratulations to Scooby, obviously, for the championship. Because, you know, you've drove well all season, and I can't hold it against you for winning the title. I mean, it's annoying how
had too many DCs, haven't you? How many DCs have you had? Or was that
just tonight, yeah.
Oh.
And that was the unfortunate thing.
Ruin LSR.
That was last season.
I thought that was a season as well.
No, I didn't disconnect.
Did you not? Oh no, you were finished. I thought you've had one more before this season. God, if you knew you've had two.
Nope.
Anyway,
this season's been clean until now, which is frustrating.
Anyway, carry on.
I'd just like to thank everyone who's taken part, because, to be honest with you, this season's been really, really fantastic. And considering that normally, historically, with a Christmas break, we normally lose numbers, and this season we haven't. As you can see tonight, we've had a full lobby, courtesy of a couple of fellas who have raced with us in the past. But I think external problems have stopped other people from racing tonight, such as David, who's DY07, Slider Gas 28. And there's a few others as well whose names are escaping me at the moment. I apologise if I forgot you. This season's been great. It's been really good fun. It's been, for the most part, really clean. I haven't had to deal with many driving standards issues, which is really nice, which is just showing how clean the league is. So if you want to take part next season, I'll put the sign up or registration thread on the main Facebook page on Next Generation League Community. And you can comment on your interest in that group. The track list is virtually decided for next season. There's a couple of changes that I'm still going to put in, which will be quite fun. But thank you to Jordan as well for commentating all the way through for the season. It's been really great. As to be honest with you, it really helps.
He does the jobs on the telly, doesn't he? Paid loads.
And I really appreciate what you've done, Jordan.
It's
brought the Group
pleasure,
A1s to light. I mean, next season, I'll say this much: if we do come back to the Nordscliefe, we won't be in the Ford. I'll say that much now.
In the BM.
I'm not saying what I haven't decided 100% yet.
Now I've said that, he won't want to do it in the BM. BM or the Merc. We've done it in the Merc, haven't we?
No. But I'll
come
commit to that anyway.
Well.
Yeah. I think next season has the potential to be arguably the most competitive. As I was speaking with Jordan during the lobby, there may be 6 or 7, 8, 9 different drivers who could win the title, depending on who registers next season. Do not be intimidated by that if you are new and you're looking to join, because our league's really accepting. As you can tell, there's a really nice sort of middle zone. If you're not the quickest driver on one day, you'll happily have a battle with someone in the midfield. It's quite rare that you're on your own at some point during the race, unless you're really, 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 really slow and you don't know how to race a car. So, if you want to take part, like I said, comment on the next gen post that I will put up in the next couple of weeks when me and the other MNT host Lee Horn will decide it. And thank you again. And that's it from me.
And from me, I need a cup of tea.
And from me, obviously, thank you to both yourself, Jack, and Lee for hosting all the Monday Night Tour stuff. Obviously, we didn't actually get to speak to Lee on last week because obviously Cleos have to come straight after. It's obviously a pleasure to obviously watch it, commentate it, race in it. And from my perspective, thank you to everyone who's watched all season. It's quite nice to know people continue to watch this, considering this is now the second full season I've done in this. It's just quite nice, really. But from myself, the Group A1 drivers, and everyone here, thank you all for watching this season. Do join us for season 14. As you heard, Jack, sign-ups will be up very shortly in the next couple of weeks. Do look out, because I am planning, as long as Jack and Lee are up for it, of doing the same as always, reviews and previews for the end of season 13, start of season 14, to give you all the latest changes and our thoughts on the season just gone. So do look out for that. But for now, enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the couple of weeks break. I think it's about 3 weeks, 4 weeks of break.
3 weeks, race of winners, and then we'll be back, I think, start of April,
roughly.
I believe.
Yes. So enjoy the 3-week break, and if you do ever think you're missing out on this, I will put everything in the playlists, so you can go back and watch them. You can watch back as far as halfway through season 11 if you want, to get some proper archiving sorted out. But thank you all again for watching. Enjoy the break, and do join us for season 14 in the very near future.